How's it going, guys? Today I've got a little haul for you. All of this stuff is from like used bookstores, flea markets, stuff like that. If you know me, you know I love to dig through trash like a raccoon, looking for shiny things. It's my prevailing hobby, probably. I've been doing it a lot less lately. I've really cut back on the new physical media purchasing. I think plenty of you probably know why, but also just because a lot of the things that I need are getting fewer and far between, which is a good thing. It's always nice to be in a comfy place with a collection, but I've been chilling on it lately. But I will always go on my free time when I get a chance to a flea market or a used bookstore and look for more obscure stuff. I got some of those today for you. It is mostly DVDs. There are some other knickknacks I picked up that I thought I would show. I might sprinkle them in there, here and there through the video, but I'll just get it started. First, I picked up a movie called Frightmare, Hide and Shriek. This is a direct-to-video slasher movie from the year 2000. I started watching this, and I wasn't necessarily hating it. The main reason I didn't finish watching this because I'm pretty sure this is the one the disc started skipping like 20 minutes into the movie. So I didn't get to finish it. I'm sure, because I don't think it looks that bad, I'm sure I can clean it off and restore it to working order someday. Just noticing this has a sticker from a place called Movie Mart, which was probably the video store this thing originated from. That's kind of cool. But yeah, it's like a Scream ripoff. Someday I'll try to get the disc playing and I'll watch it.
Do they have any other suspects?
As of this morning, no.
So, what happens now?
We celebrate with a serial killer party.
Could you be any more immature?
Next, along the same lines, I'd say, of quality, is Heebie-Jeebies. Another movie I know really nothing about. This one is from '05. It looks like it has a bag-headed killer a la Jason Voorhees in it. The tagline claims that it's scarier than hell. I don't know if that'll be the case. It also has a blurb from Dan O'Bannon that calls it a thinking man's slasher film. So that's interesting. If Dan's tastes are as good as his writing skills, it might be a winner. Who knows? We'll see. Next, another 2000s direct-to-video slasher. This one is called Silent Scream. This is a former movie gallery rental. This one looks like it has the killer from Urban Legends in it. They were real original back then, weren't they? But yeah, might be fun. Who knows? I haven't seen it. I'm closing in on seeing every single Scream era direct-to-video slasher at this point. I've got to be getting close because I've seen a lot of them. But those are three I hadn't seen yet. Just goes to show that there's an endless amount of movies out there that you haven't seen. It's cool. It's the main benefit of the hobby. Just kind of getting to relive the video store days a little bit. It's not as good, but it's pretty damn close sometimes. And speaking of which, the next one I got is one I used to see in the video store a lot. I feel like I saw it all the time at Family Video, and I never gave it a chance. I don't know why. I think I just assumed it was like a asylum type movie maybe, but it was recommended to me by a friend a while back. So the first time I ran into it, I grabbed it and was pleasantly surprised. And that is Jack Brooks' Monster Slayer. And the thing about this movie is, for one, you see it says it stars Trevor Matthews and Robert Englund. That's not bullshit. Robert Englund has like a pretty meaty role in this. It's not just a cameo, which I naturally assumed, you know. He plays a pretty big part in the movie. You get a great performance from him. Because yeah, I did watch this pretty soon after I got it because it was recommended to me. Another thing this movie has going for it is the practical effects. It's all practical from what I remember. It's nothing super original. It's kind of just the story of a guy who becomes a monster slayer through just circumstance The sad thing about it is that it was obviously setting up for like a series of movies, which would have been awesome to get, but that didn't happen. I would have loved to see it because I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. It was actually, in a lot of ways, not what I expected. And one of the ways was that it took its time. It wasn't just like necessarily throwing a bunch of monsters at you, and it kind of saves the big payoff monster until the end, and it is worth it. But yeah, that's in the third act. Up until the third act, you get a few monsters, but the most of it is this guy, Jack Brooks, dealing with his shitty girlfriend and just life in general kind of sucking, and also being thrust into this world of monsters all of a sudden. And it was really well done. So if you haven't seen this, I highly recommend it. Next, I got Ritual, which is a Tales from the Crypt Presents movie. The third Tales from the Crypt movie, technically. I've heard a lot about this movie being like kind of made and then had the Tales from the Crypt banner stuck on it for a little bit and then having it taken off. So it's like debatable if it even actually counts as the third Tales from the Crypt movie. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I had to get it because, you know, I love the Crypt Keeper, and just the fact that there's a movie out there that has random Crypt Keeper segments.
One of the things I love about Jamaica is the eye-popping honey. Of course, I'd prefer them with a little less meat on their bones. Or better yet, just bones.
I mean, yeah, I gotta own it, right? So I'll probably eventually check it out. I do remember from the bits and pieces I've seen that it does kind of feel like a Tales from the Crypt episode. And I think that's one of the things that the first two movies did actually accomplish, was feeling like extended episodes of the show with maybe a little bit of a bigger budget. This one doesn't feel like a bigger budget, I don't think. But yeah, I got the Tales from the Crypt vibes from what I've seen. So yeah, probably pop this in one night when I'm feeling Crypt Keepery. The next one is a little worse for wears as far as the condition of the cover. It looks like it might have gotten moist at one point, but I had to pick it up because I've never seen this out in the wild or anywhere really. It's got a lot of weird, obscure cartoons. It is a 10-episode Halloween cartoon collection. The most notable ones for me on here are Mummies Alive, Archie's Weird Mysteries, and Bump in the Night. It also has Sabrina the Animated Series, Johnny Test, Ripley's Believe It or Not, Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego, The Busy World of Richard Scarry, Mona the Vampire, and The Littles. Some of those I've heard of, some of them I haven't. It also has a bonus episode of Hey Vern. I don't know if you can pick that up. It's their holiday episode, I guess. But yeah, this has my favorite Bump in the Night episode, which is Night of the Living Bread. I was very smitten with that episode when I was a little kid. It was just cool as fuck.
It's alive. Alive. Alive! Was it cosmic mutation or merely improper food storage?
So that's a win. I guess I'll throw one of the knickknacks that I picked up in there now. This I kind of got on a whim because it's something I always tell myself if I saw it out in the wild, I would grab it. It is a old Pez dispenser, but if you have a keen eye and you are a fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, you'll know that this is the exact Pez dispenser that Oz got Willow.
It's a little Pezwitch.
It is a very touching moment in one of the best shows ever made. So, yeah, I always told myself if I saw this, I would grab it. And maybe this will be the start of my famous Pez dispensers from movies and TV shows collection. I think there's a Snowman Pez dispenser somewhere in Jack Frost. Maybe I'll grab that one, and that'll be my collection. Are there any others? I don't know. And while I was there, right beside it was also this one, which actually looks older than that one. This looks like it might be from the 80s or something. But yeah, it's a jack-o'-lantern. I love jack-o'-lanterns and pumpkins and Halloween. And these things were like $1.50 each. So yeah, I said, fuck it, I'll grab this one too. So now I got my little vintage Halloween Pez Dispenser duo. All right, back to some DVDs. Next, I've got the double feature of Mask of the Phantasm and Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero. I was a huge Batman animated series fan when it was on. It seemed like it was on for my entire childhood after school every day. And when Mask of the Phantasm came out, it was a pretty big deal. It was a theatrical release. I think it's still considered one of the best like Batman animated movies of all time. I remember when I was a kid, I never got to see the actual movie. My mom got me the novelization though, and I read that bitch a lot. And then finally years later got to see the movie. But yeah, it'll be cool to revisit that, see if it holds up. And also check out Sub-Zero, which I know originally was gonna be like a animated tie-in with the movie Batman and Robin. And then when Batman and Robin panned so hard, they kind of like shelved it and released it a few years later, like on its own with no connection. It's pretty funny. But yeah, this is one of those cartoons where like just throwing it on and hearing that like intro music takes me back because I watched so much Batman, the animated series.
Now it ends. Watch an all-new episode of Batman, the animated series, tomorrow afternoon on Fox.
All right, all I've got left now is television, DVDs, and one more random item. So I guess I'll throw the random item in there real quick. I got a Tro. I've been keeping my eye out for a Tro. I know they're not hard to get per se, but like finding them in our flea markets at a price I want to pay has been a little difficult. I just wanted one because, you know, I've got this little display here of random nostalgic crap. And I mean, like the whole room is basically. And I think a Tro is a nice addition. This guy, I'm pretty sure he's like a pencil Tro. I think you put them on your pencil or something. Maybe I'm wrong about that. That's the only use I can see for his arms being together like that. He's also got a congratulations on your graduation vest on. Have no idea what that's about, but yeah, I could take that off if I wanted to. Don't really care to. I mean, this might have been somebody's graduation gift back in the day, man. Who knows? He's seen better days. You can pull his hair out. But he costs like 50 cents, I think, which is just the price I want to pay for one of these things. And he's a nice addition to the nostalgia cave, if you want to call it that. But yeah, little troll. All right, now we're down to 3. I guess I'll start with, these are 3 TV shows that I never see in the wild. So I don't know how hard they are to get because I've never looked like online. The first one being Son of the Beach, which I was stoked as shit to run into. This is like 99, 2000, I think, was the year this was on TV. It's like a parody of Baywatch with Tim Stack, if you know him, Dick Dietrich. He was also on My Name is Earl, playing himself. And this is like late 90s, early 2000s, like trash TV incarnate. It's like the most stupid and on the nose and like sleazy humor as it can possibly muster. It's kind of like a sleazy version of like Naked Gun style comedy.
I need you to make love to me badly. Can you?
Yes, I can make love to you badly.
Just like every scene, the stupidest thing that could possibly happen happens. Good shit. Highly recommend it. This is volume 1, which I'm assuming means the first season. It also claims on the back to include the infamous episode Chips Ahoy. Stoked to find this, revisit it, because I remember many a night in like 1999 watching that late at night. I think it came on UPN.
I'd enter the contest, but I pulled my groin last night watching television.
This is 2, but they are 2 seasons of a show that, I mean, I kind of didn't think I would ever find in the wild. I wasn't really looking for it because I didn't think there was any point, but I ran into it, and that is Reaper, seasons 1 and 2. This was a short-lived 2-season Monster of the Week show from, when was this? 2008, 2009 is what it looks like. But yeah, I watched this when it was on and loved it. It, of course, has Tyler Labine, who is in a lot of these kinds of shows, actually. And yeah, it's just about a kid who, like, his parents sold his soul to the devil, and so when he turned 18, the devil pops up and basically forces him to be his, like, enforcer and catch escaped souls.
My parents sold my soul to the devil.
You lucky bastard.
What?
Well, nothing cool like that ever happens to me, man.
Pretty good, like, vintage 2000s TV to throw on. It's a great show. It should have gotten more seasons, in my opinion. But yeah, it just kind of didn't, sadly. But now I own it, so I never have to worry about it going away, because that is 100% one of those shows that could just disappear from streaming. It is streaming, last I checked, on, I think, like the CW app or something like that. So you can go watch it right now, but who knows, you know? With shows like that, it's a serious risk of loss. Same with Son of the Beach. Son of the Beach is not available anywhere. And for that matter, neither is the last one, I don't think. Even though it should be, because this is kind of a random one. But it's a show that I watched when it aired. This was like the heyday of like NBC appointment television, like The Office and Parks and Rec. And this show popped up for 1 season. Me and my wife were big fans of it at the time. It is outsourced. And the interesting thing about this, because you can see the weird packaging, I think that Dollar Generals are getting like Redbox refuse or something, because they had stacks and stacks of these movies you buy, like treasure hunt DVDs in these like makeshift packages, all for like this is a whole season of TV for $2.95, and it was actually half off, so I got it for like $1.50 of a show I've never seen out in the wild on DVD personally. And yeah, it's obviously used. I don't know what condition they're in. I haven't looked yet. They might be scratched up. I'm sure it'll play fine though. But yeah, just a heads up, you know, like if you're into this sort of thing, Dollar General, they have liquidated a lot of their physical media down to like one little turnstile thing. You know what I'm talking about, the little shelf that spins. But yeah, I went in there and looked the other day and they had just stacks of these things. But yeah, this is a show, like I said, kind of has that Office kind of humor going on, and it is about a guy who gets shipped to India to run a call center for the company he works for, kind of like a fish out of water culture shock kind of show. Pretty funny from what I remember.
Gays and Krishna, bees and Punjabi, artists and Ramayana.
Where am I calling? Is this India?
No.
Am I calling freaking India to get a mug that says America's #1?
No. We're in Detroit.
And that's it. That's the haul. I feel like it's been a while since I've done a DVD haul. They'll probably be fewer and far between for the foreseeable future. Again, I like doing them. I think they're fun for everybody. It's just kind of like a little show and tell thing. But also, like, with the state of the current physical media industry, which I won't harp on, I think we all know what I'm talking about if you're a physical media collector. That's kind of wore me down. Also, just my collection being pretty filled out to where, if I'm being honest, like, I could shed a few things here and there if I'm being honest. And a lot of the stuff I have, I'm just, like, pretty happy with. Other than really random things that I have to like usually find in the wild at like flea markets and stuff. And it's just a real like 1 in a million shot if I find it, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, I do it quite often, so I'm sure I'll pop up here with another haul every once in a while. This was kind of a collection of stuff that I've gotten over the past like few months, honestly. Going way back, I was almost halfway concerned that 1 or 2 of them might have ended up on hauls before. I just forgot, but I didn't have the motivation to go back and look. So if that's the case, sorry, I guess. But yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and until next time.